Okay, so I've been thinking about how I could do the door on the shower, and I thought, why not try using some roofing material. This is called Sunlight. It's about 10 millimeters thick, and it's a bit like a really thick core flute. So it's got all these empty channels down the middle of it, and once you take this film off, it's not entirely clear, so it's suitable for a bathroom door, I think, as long as you two people know each other, so to speak. And importantly, it lets plenty of light in, so I can get away with not having a light in the shower itself. This is the aluminium profile that I'm going to put over the edges, which will make it stronger and make it look a bit more like a real door. Which luckily this happens to be exactly the right thickness for the sunlight. Okay, here's the finished door. I'll put a couple of magnet latches here. But basically, that's all there is to it. Alright, I'm just finishing up some plumbing under the sink here. Got the little Aqueous 6 litre 12 volt water heater and a pump which was supplied by the same company. I basically followed their instructions for how it should be laid out, with a little isolated tap there from the water tank, and it's teed so the rest of the cold water goes to the tap and the shower, while this one goes to the heater. And then the outlet from the heater goes up here, where it's teed off to go into the tap and also into the mixer, which is up in there. And then from the mixer there's just a regular braided hose to the shower itself. I know these screws look a bit sketchy, but all they're actually doing is stopping the whole thing from twisting. I drilled the hole the right size so that thread actually holds it quite snug into the timber. I used these little adapters so that I could use the household braided hoses straight onto 10mm hose, which is a high pressure food grade. Here I've just got a grey water waste hose that hooks up straight to the grey water tank underneath. So I don't know what other people do, but the method I came up with for filling the tank is just to get a 20 litre water tank with a tap, so then I connect to a hose and a second tap here to fill the main water tank. And because it's 60 litres, all I have to do is fill up this 3 times, and does the job pretty quickly. If I want to connect it to a normal hose at home, I can always disconnect it here and run the hose into that fitting. Okay, so here's a little bit of consumer advice. If you're going to use this braided flexible hose for your plumbing, I can't recommend this brand, this Kinetic, which is sold at Bunnings. It's extremely hard. As you can see, it always comes back to the shape it was originally in, and I mean, it's like plastic, so no matter how hard you clamp it, it doesn't seal properly. What I found instead, this brand Mako Marine, it's much softer, more pliable, so it seals easily when you clamp it onto the barbs. So yeah, trust me, you'll save yourself a lot of grief if you just go for this brand first. I'm sure there's other good brands, but this is the one I found. It's also made in Australia. So I'm at that stage now of trying to fit everything into the back of the van. So naturally I went and bought a few things at Bunnings. Got the folding camping chairs here and the levelling ramps. This is a 85 litre tub by Tactics, which luckily just happens to fit perfectly under the seat there. And I've got another two 45 litre tubs, which I've screwed into the supports at the back here, so that from inside the cabin you can lift up the lid and get to what's inside, which will be our clothes most likely. Okay, well my cushions have finally arrived, so time to take a bit of a look at them. They're 100mm thick on the bases, 70 on the backrests. Covers are all removable. I had to raise the table a little bit to suit the thick cushion bases. This looks tight here, but you can rotate the table to squeeze in there. In fact, most of the time we'll probably leave the table like that. And when you're sitting down, you have your legs stretched out onto these. I had to move these lights off the acoustic panel because they were a little bit too tight for the bed, as it turned out. So here's the mattress up here. I've added this to stop me hitting my head too often. Unfortunately, it is just slightly too low, only at that point. Mind you, I am 6 feet tall, so for the average person, maybe it wouldn't be a problem. I got this wooden platter from eBay, which I then used a router to modify so it'll sit neatly in the sink, and we can use it as a chopping board too. Under here I've made a shelf to make a bit more use of that space under the sink. And what else has been going on? I've got the flooring all finished, which is on here too. And underneath I've made a storage space which will take 8 bottles of wine for no particular reason. Give a little look inside the shower. Got the handheld shower there and a mixer. This is a waterproof toilet paper holder. Got the magnet and the handle on the door there now. Here I've got a tabletop now for the low drawer, which has still got space underneath it. I don't have a hardwired charger. Instead I've got this one, which is 40 amps, and I can plug it into the shore power when it's available. And then there's an Anderson plug there, which is fused. I can use if I want to charge the batteries that way. Up the back here, now I've got these 2 tubs for all our clothing that are screwed in, so if I want to do things differently I can always change that. I'm already using this for storage of extra blankets. So, should be pretty comfortable already. We're going to take it away for a 5-day trip just to work out what we've forgotten and what we need to change. But so far I think it's all good. One thing I did have to change with the bed lift is I've now got it with 2 separate switches, because I found that the rear was going up faster than the front. So there's a new mattress. It's 153 centimeters wide, which is a normal queen bed width, and it's 185 centimeters long, which is slightly under, but it should still use a normal fitted sheet on there. So going up, you have to use two switches at once. As I said, the rear goes up a little bit faster than the front. So you just balance it as you go. And with the bed nice and tight on the top there, it doesn't go anywhere, so you can travel with it up or down. So next video I'll do will be a full van tour, because there's quite a few things I haven't gone over yet, and I'll let you know how the trip went. Bye bye.